How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? My name is realeses, and welcome back to a brand new video, guys. Now, today, I want to do a little bit of a different video. So, there are exactly 88 days left until Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee are released, and I thought it would be fun just to do a little quick video recapping all the things we've seen so far and that we know so far. So I'll just go through everything, kind of talk a little bit about it, my thoughts on the games, and my worries, my concerns, and also the things that I'm excited about. So I want to make sure that it's a balanced video and that I'm not sitting here just shitting on the games. I'll also be specifically doing videos talking about like the pros and the cons of the Let's Go games, like my personal, positive aspects and positive things that I'm excited about, and also the things I'm, not as excited about, and the negatives, so to say. Essentially, that's my plan. My plan is to, do those videos as well. But this video is just to go through the things we've seen so far, what we know about these games, and what we should be expecting. So let's get started with the first things here. So I am actually on a Cerebi here, who do have a nice little, breakdown of all the things that have happened. As you all remember, back in May the 30th, back in, 2018, this year, was when we actually got the trailer that showed off all the aspects of the game, stuff like essentially this right here, if it's just gonna load, because my internet's being slightly slow here today. But, it showed off the just literal let's go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee games, and showed us like a trailer for it, which is the trailer right here, which I'm gonna mute real quick. Just this one, which you all already seen. There's nothing here that we haven't already seen. There are aspects of it that I probably will discuss a little bit, separately, so to say, but beyond that, we've already seen most of this, right? And now this trailer, it showed generally to us what this game is about. It's a kind of no offense, but it's a bit of a dumbed-down version of what we had in the past. It's supposed to be more attractive to the Pokemon Go players. I mean, it's kind of obvious because even Masuda states that, the whole game is inspired by Pokemon Go. It was inspired by that, that game specifically. And it's kind of an obvious fact that they want to use Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee as kind of a way to capitalize on Pokemon Go's success and try to pull in as many people from the Go audience as possible, which is not going to be that many. I'm going to be frankly honest. I've got to be honest. The Go community just doesn't seem to be showing enough interest in these games. Even Cerebi themselves actually, or Cerebi Joe Merrick actually specifically said that there just isn't as much traffic on his website right now. There's just a lack of traffic. There's just not enough people giving a shit about Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee. And it's kind of an obvious fact. I think it's true the way he said it, which is like, it probably has to do with the fact that a lot of people, or it's not, I don't think he said it, but I think somebody responded to him and said, well, it most likely is the fact that people just don't care about this. Like, the news about Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee isn't really news to the hardcore fan base. Like, you and me, we already know. Like, I'll just get excited when I see, like, Megas, Megas revealed to be in the game, like, Mega Charizard X and Y. They're Pokemon that already exist. They're evolutions that I already know about, but I'm excited that they're in the game because I didn't expect them to be there. I literally thought Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee were just going to literally just have the 151 Pokemon and the Alolan forms of them, and that's it. Like, that's all I thought was going to be in these games. I thought that maybe they wouldn't do Megas because Megas would just be like, oh, it's too crazy of a thing. We can't do that. Maybe all the casuals wouldn't understand what Megas are, or maybe all the Pokemon Go players would be confused. So I would literally, like, that was my mindset. But guess what? I was wrong. Game Freak proved me wrong, and they did add in Megas, or they did, the old Megas. So far, we haven't seen any new ones. There are rumors, going around that we might be seeing Mega Evolutions, about 15 new Mega Evolutions coming up, that would all be for, like, very important characters in the actual games, which would be awesome. I'm gonna be honest. It would be freaking... Oh, it'd be so fantastic if they added in more Megas. I just want to see more Mega Evolutions. But in general, though, as you all know, these games, they're meant... based on what Masuda said, they're meant to be as a way for the casual audience, and I can't deny it's a bit of a dumb down of the general formula. Of course, we do also have Pokeshopper that have been, just putting out everything merchandise related. Now, of course, we know the basics here. If we just go through the images, I'm just going to kind of point at them so we know what we're talking about here. Of course, we have this whole thing with Pikachu and Eevee where you can kind of like, I was literally going to show it myself, like, you can like, touch their cheeks and stuff, and like, basically, like, I don't know what would you would call it, but like you can only do it with your starter Pokemon. You can like feed them, you can dress them up, all that stuff. You know, it's kind of shown here. Then of course they show Route 1, they show how capturing Pokemon works, which is of course, for anybody who doesn't know it yet, I'm gonna make sure to point this out right now, because this is the perfect video to break down everything, right? In this game, you catch Pokemon like in Pokemon Go. There are no wild battles. There's been like speculation that wild battles will show up based on some things shown in the previous trailers and stuff, and I may do a discussion on that as well, but either way, so catching in these games, if you're gonna play in Doctor mode, you have to throw like this. You know, you need to actually spin your Joy-Con and throw, right? You have to throw the Joy-Con. If you're playing on your Switch, you have to use the gyroscope, and then you have to press a button, which would mean that, like, if I'm playing with my Switch right here, right? If I'm playing, you know, here's a Switch. If I'm playing with the gyroscope, I have to aim like this, and then I have to press the A button or whatever, and then I'll throw the Pokeball, which is fine. It's nothing. It's not the end of the world. And then, of course, we have just like a little bit of a gameplay. I think this is in Viridian City. You've got Clefairy right there being caught in a double co-op mode. Again, that's another thing that's awesome about these games. They do feature a co-op mode, which is great. But I feel like there's an issue. Again, I'm going to bring up positives and negatives here. The co-op mode in itself is a major positive. I'll take it. It's awesome. I love that they decided to actually include a co-op mode. The problem, though, is I've seen it done better in other games and also in other Pokemon-related, you know, fan products that have been created. Not products, but fan, you know, creations. For anybody here who hasn't played Pokemon, I think most of my, you know, dedicated audience who watch my videos consistently, you may know that Pokemon is this fan-made MMORPG, Pokemon MMORPG. And in this game, you can literally team up with two other players in a co-op set of gameplay, right? You can together take on Pokemon in the wild, take on gym leaders, etc. But you know what the difference is, though? In Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee, when you battle a trainer, you will always have two, like, you will always be in a double team from your side, but the enemy will only use one Pokemon. So if you are playing co-op with, like, you know, let's say your sibling, and your sibling's got the other controller, you got a controller, cool. Your sibling, you know, throws out a I don't know, a Jigglypuff, right? And you throw out a Pikachu. And the enemy trainer will only throw out if let's say the trainer has one Pokemon in their inventory, or in their, like, arsenal, right? They'll only throw one Pokemon out. Even if they have two, they'll only throw one out, which is really weird. I'm gonna be honest, it's really strange. And I don't get why they would do that. Like, why don't you just make it so that if you're doing co-op, all the enemies are guaranteed to use double Pokemon? Because that's what they do in Pokemon. In Pokemon, when you play, if you're in the wild and you encounter Pokemon, they will have extra Pokemon to kind of make up for it. If you're battling, you know, trainers, they'll use double team Pokemon, or they'll use, they'll play duos rather than, it sounds like I'm talking about Fortnite or something. But, you know, like, they'll do, you know, it'll be a double battle. It will be a double battle. It won't be a, 2v1, which is what ends up being in Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee, which is a problem because logically speaking, you just have to play co-op mode and you can get through the game faster because you'll just be able to sweep through any battle that does actually come in your way in like a literal second. It won't take you that long, which, you know, can be a little bit of a problem, but it's not the end of the world. The co-op mode itself, I am so happy it exists. It's an awesome feature, though it doesn't go as far as I'd want it to. I feel like it could be done so much better and be used in so much better of a way. For now, it looks like the way the co-op mode, for now, I could be wrong here, but for now, it looks like the co-op mode works in a very generous way, right? It's not so generous way, rather. It's basically like, cool, you just jump in with a character that doesn't actually, you know, quote unquote exist. It's just like a temporary character that will, I guess, use Pokemon from your team. So it's a character that actually doesn't use separate Pokemon, you know, from their own team. As far as I've seen, I could be wrong, but if it ends up being so that, like, if, let's say, you're playing with a sibling, right, but your sibling, for the co-op mode to work, your sibling actually has to have their own save file, right, or their own playthrough on their console, that will make sense, but I don't think that's happening, which is really disappointing. But anyway, we've talked about the co-op mode for a decent while now. Let's go into the next thing. So we've got Onix here being, you know, rideable. So yes, rideable mounts and following Pokemon, which you can see with Gengar over here. Fantastic. I do, have a question then, of course, of like, with the lack of HMs, and we don't seem to have like the same feature we had in, Sun and Moon, etc., where you can just like use a specific rideable Pokemon that can take you places, like Charizard flies you, Tauros can, run around, break shit, essentially the Rock Smash equivalent. Does that exist in this game as well? It doesn't seem like it based on what we saw in Vermilion City, where you have you have an old man blocking the path instead, so I guess you have to do some task for him. So I guess, like, how would you fly from one place to another? Would you use the same method you did in Sun and Moon? Would you use the same thing that you have in Oras? Or like how would like that work is my question. Like, how would the actual that part of the gameplay work? That's something I'm really curious about. I really would love to know. But following Pokemon, amazing. We all wanted it. We're all happy with that. Nobody's actually disappointed with that. There's like nothing wrong with that. Cutscenes in the game do look good. I mean, there's been a lot of debate about the graphics in the game, which, in all honesty, they look fine. I mean, they could be way better. Let's be honest. They could be way better, but they're good. They don't need to be any crazier. They're like the perfect kind of style for what, like, what the game is. It's a game that's supposed to be, more cartoony, more child-friendly, quote-unquote, which it is. It is. It's got the style. It doesn't look horrible. Some of the cutscenes I've seen look fantastic. Like, literally, some of the cutscenes look fantastic. But again, people are pissed off because it's just Kanto. So you don't really care if the graphics look okay. If the graphics were like amazing, like 10 out of 10 graphics. I'm talking like Dragon Quest 11 type shit. You know what I mean? If it was like that level and it was just like top notch, like beautiful graphics, then of course people would be like, maybe even slightly more like okay with Kanto. They'd be like, okay, this is, I mean, yeah, I'm tired of Kanto. Most of everybody's tired of Kanto, but this should look good. It look good. But instead it's kind of like, okay, cool. It looks like, Oras, but upscaled. Kind of. That's kind of the graphics, which is nothing wrong with that. I love the Oras graphics. So personally, again, for me, this is fine for me. I know there's been a lot of complaints from other people, hence why I bring it up, because there is complaints about that. Then, of course, we have the next part here, and again, this is going to be a long video, so, here, just stick by. Of course, we had Mew, which is my biggest contrivancy with these games, is that you really, okay, this is something that's happened in the past as well. I know it happens in Japan, and I want to bring this up so that I make sure I'm giving, a valid, criticism and a valid point, so I'm not, withholding information. But in Japan, there are often, Pokemon, like Zeraora, etc., whatever, that tend to be locked behind a give or take paywall, right? They tend to be locked behind something that usually mythical Pokemon are the only ones. But since mythicals really aren't necessary for the completion of your Pokedex, it really doesn't matter. So I get that, okay, Mew here, it's an exclusive Pokemon to the Pokeball Plus. But for example, if you're a completionist, you are going to be forced, and I'm just saying this because there are, again, people will argue, don't buy it if you don't want it. Well, the thing is, there will be people who do want Mew, who really want the Pokemon. In one sense, okay, I don't think Mew's going to be super powerful or anything, right? I don't think it's going to be just an average Pokemon. In all honesty, I don't think it's going to be super powerful. But imagine in, this sense, right? Okay, cool. Competitive-wise, great. Somebody's maybe using a Mew, and it's super powerful, and you don't have a Mew. How the hell would you, what do you do in that situation? Oh, I have to pay another $50? Well, that's unfair. Or maybe somebody wants to complete, their full set of Pokemon. They want to have, full set of every single Pokemon. You know what? I don't care. I want to have all of them. 151, all of them. Guess what? I can't do that unless I go and buy a Pokeball Plus, which is actually pretty hefty of a price. I'm going to be honest. It's not cheap. I have to do that, which is really? I don't want to waste any more money. I already bought the game, which is $60 now, and you want me to pay more. That's a criticism that, I think is valid. It's will the Pokemon, will it be available in-game? Because they've already confirmed you cannot, okay? Already confirmed you cannot trade over Mew from Pokemon Go. You cannot do that. That's impossible. You can't do it. So that already cuts that out as an option, which means the only way right now, okay, right now, I'm not talking about the future when we know the game is out and we've played it. Right now, as it looks right now, the only way to get Mew is by buying it. And that's the only way to get it. And, of course, Mew is just an add-on to the thing you're buying, which is an add-on in itself, which is the Pokeball Plus, which is a controller, which is $50, which is kind of a hefty of a price again for a controller that I guess you're not going to really use much beyond Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee. It doesn't look like it's like super comfortable. I mean, it looked fine. I saw gameplay of it, but it doesn't look like it's super comfortable to be holding a ball and trying to play on it. Like, I'm gonna be frankly honest. I like the Joy-Cons, but even they can be a little bit like, you know, a little bit like hand crunching and like a little bit annoying, you know, sometimes. Like, it's for me, it's the most comfortable when I'm playing like this, you know, in handheld. When I'm playing in docked mode, I have to, like, I way more prefer to use, like, one of those Pro Controllers, because they just fit better. So, you know, in that sense, in practicality, it isn't really the greatest product, but, hey, it's a Pokeball, it's cool, I do kind of like the way it looks. It kind of reminds me of the, like, the little Pokemon, Pokewalkers, if you guys remember those, from, Heart Gold, Soul Silver. Except those little Pokewalkers, they came along with the game. You didn't need to pay extra for the Pokewalker. It came with the actual Heart Gold, Soul Silver copies that you bought. And that's where I have an issue, is like, okay, I mean, you know, in the past, I could get this product, you know, alongside. Then again, a controller is a little bit different from a Tamagotchi. I get it, right? It's different. You know, these controllers, they tend to cost more to make. I understand that. So in that sense, I can see it. But, like, I feel like still, the price they're asking for is a little bit hefty. But I guess it will drop over time, so it's whatever. Also, you can buy a bundle of it, so it's fine. But either way, it's just something I wanted to bring up here. Now, we do have other stuff here as well, which is I really want to talk about, which is the Pokemon hub, right? So the Go Park. Now, this is a thing that replaces, for anybody who doesn't know, the Safari Zone is gone, my dudes. There is no longer a Safari Zone. That is finito. It is, you know, arrivederci. It is gone. There is no longer a Safari Zone in, you know, in, like, Kanto. At least this version of Kanto. Don't expect one, because it's gone. It's been replaced by Go Park here, which is the place where you keep your Pokemon. You keep your, whatchamacallit, I guess. You keep the Pokemon you send from Pokemon Go. And the only time you get access to send Pokemon from Go over to, you know, this game is when you get to Fuchsia City, where the Safari Zone tends to be, but now you got Go Park instead. You also have another thing here called Play Yard, and the Play Yard is basically like a mini game area, which I've already, you know, kind of seen in the past. Somebody actually tweeted at me the other day and said, like, oh, look, this looks to be some sort of mini game. It was like something where, it was a bunch of Pikachus and you were hunting them down, and it looked kind of interesting, but it didn't look like something you'd spend more than 10 minutes on, if I'm going to be honest. Like, you know, 10 minutes on over the course of your whole gameplay, you know, time, so to say. So yeah, that's kind of like just a basic thing here. So yeah, Safari Zone's gone. Go Parks, you know, replaces it, which is not the end of the world, but, you know, a little bit sad. I kind of like the Safari Zone. You know, it's like one of the favorite places when I think back to playing the previous games, like especially like Ruby and that sort of stuff. Like, I remember the Safari Zone fondly. I do hope it returns in next year's game, and it isn't something that they're gonna fully ditch. But, you know, who knows? We don't know where, you know, what direction they're going to decide to go here, but that's beside that. So they have something about bring Pokemon here, enter Go Park, enter Play Yard, hear explanations and quits, so nothing more crazy in that area. We've also seen, like, how the Go Park itself looks like, which is like you've got roaming Pokemon going around here, which you've got to actually, you know, you've got to actually catch them again. So if you send a Pokemon from Go over here, you actually got to catch it again. There's no thing of, like, you know, oh, you know, cool, I can just, like, pick it up. No, you have to actually catch it again, which can be a little bit of a hassle, I guess. Here we can see how, I guess this is how you trade. Yeah, this is the trade thing here, right? So you can actually Wi-Fi battle and trade in this game. It is an online feature that exists, so you can actually do it. And right here we see how you can, like, make a code, and then your friend can, you know, link you. You can link each other these codes, and then you can connect with them and trade with them and stuff like that. So, and battle with them, of course, as well. So it's kind of a straightforward, you know, kind of thing. Here we also have a little bit of gameplay footage from, you know, Pewter City. We've got actually Charmander there following the male trainer, and Squirtle following the female trainer. Another thing I want to point out here, guys, I don't know why people were, like, you know, going crazy over this. Like, people were just going nuts, and people kept mentioning this to me very recently as well. But guys, I'm aware there is no gender lock. I'm aware. I think I mentioned this, like, well over a month ago, that, like, gender lock in these games is gone. Like, there is no more gender locking, or there is no gender locking that as people thought was going to be in these games. It isn't there. There is, on the other hand, a starter lock, which means that you can only have Pikachu as your starter if you buy Let's Go Pikachu, and only have Eevee as your starter if you buy Let's Go Eevee. That's the only thing that's, like, locked between the games. Other than that, you can play as male or female, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which game you buy. It literally doesn't matter. Though, on the other hand, there is version exclusives. There are version exclusive Pokemon, which we'll talk a bit, you know, later about, but, you know, that's just a thing that I want to make sure to point out as well. Then, what else do we have? We have a cave here, which I don't know what's in the cave. Oh, it's actually Gengar following you. I think that's, I guess that's Mount Moon. You've got, oh, this is also another thing I should mention. Your following Pokemon will find items in bushes, and basically they'll bring them to you, or they'll give them to you. So that's another feature that's in the game. You've got rideable Pokemon. Once again, you know, you can ride on Arcanine, you can ride on Onix, you can ride on Charizard, which flies. You've got several Pokemon, you know, that are rideable, which is awesome. You also have Lapras, and of course, this image is really interesting because this, you know, just essentially shows us that, yeah, that leaked image of Lapras was real, which I want to do a discussion about at a later time. There's something there that I really want to bring up. But yeah, it's you know, that was real, and here you got Lapras, you know, I guess on Route 22, 23, I'm not sure. And of course, we got Pewter City again, nothing crazy here. Slowpoke, which I guess you received or something. Of course, we do also have outfits on characters, as you guys may remember. Here you can kind of like see, you know, you've got like the ability to switch outfits. But the thing though is the outfits are single outfits, so it means that if you switch the outfit on your Pokemon, you also wear that outfit, basically. So like if you switch an outfit, your Pokemon has that, an equivalent to that outfit of yours, and there is no way to kind of just like have this hat with this shirt with, you know, those pants. You can't do that. You're just kind of limited to what's there, which is a little bit disappointing compared to the last games, which had like more of a variety in the actual you know, customization. These ones have less, I guess. There's no customization, you know, I guess with hairstyles and that sort of stuff. Definitely not. You know, that won't be happening. And I guess outfits are just static ones. It's just like one outfit. It's the full outfit. It's the full set. You can't switch between them. And of course, you know, we got this whole like cuddling your Pokemon and like, you know, kind of having fun with them. I never really use these features, especially with the starter Pokemon, because like I don't see a point in it. Like I won't personally, I will try it out, but I won't personally give too many shits about it. I'm gonna be honest, but it's there. If somebody likes it, they'll use it. You know, there are people who love that stuff, so hey, it's there for those people and they can enjoy it. A little Easter egg here that you will maybe notice up here in the corner, which I can't really show you right now, which is really weird. There's actually a poster right there. There's actually a poster of like the Gengar and the Nidorino, you know, in their battle from the opening screen to Pokemon, you know, red, blue, yellow, green, etc. Which is pretty awesome, actually. I do love that. So let's continue on here. We do know, again, trading. I think we've already, you know, seen that, you know, how trading works and that sort of stuff. Yeah, it shows here like how all that stuff works. It also have a screen here that shows you, so there you go, trading works like that. And also here, you know, is a screen showing you how it works when you catch Pokemon in a co-op mode. You know, this is how it looks. This is how the screen is. This is just a general view. So nothing crazy there either. We continue on. I guess this here is just more of the Wi-Fi battle stuff, which they showed. You've got like the general screen here, which is like, you know, battle, trade. I'm not sure what like the difference between these two is. I can't really tell because just, you know, Japanese. But this one's trade clearly, and these two are battle ones. It's like, oh, this is a single battle and double battle, I guess. I would assume. Yeah, because you got one Pokemon, and they're double. So yeah, doubles and singles is all you got. And there's the actual battle. You know, we've already seen the UI, which is really clean. I do like it. I'm not the biggest fan of like these balls down here for like the actual, you know, battle and stuff. Like they're fine, but I feel like, you know, I would love it if they did like, you know, this like they could have done something like, really cool like UI design there, but it's fine. It's like it's not something that I'm gonna bitch about the game about. It's like a tiny thing. I still think they look awesome. The colors are really nice, but like I feel like there's like something I had in mind personally that I think really would have been cool. But it's literally like the smallest of mentions. So you know, it's not the end of the world. Other than that, let's see. We've already seen most of this. Of course, as you guys may know, catching Pokemon is, you know, there's no battles. I think you're all aware of that. It's only catching Pokemon. The starter Pokemon are all available in the game. You'll actually receive Squirtle and stuff as far as we've seen. You'll receive them in a similar manner that you received them in Pokemon Yellow. So in Pokemon Yellow, for anybody who hasn't played, you can't actually choose between, you know, Charmander, Bulbasaur, Squirtle. You can't choose any of those. You gotta go with Pikachu. But in these games, of course, if you play Let's Go Eevee, you'll go with Eevee, because that's what, you know, your rival, green or blue, whatever you want to call them, used in those games. So, you know, it's kind of the vice versa thing. But you'll be able to receive these Pokemon in the game. Of course, you'll be able to also to trade them eventually, you know, once you reach Fuchsia City. But if you want to get them early on, you will be able to actually get them in the game, because there will probably be small events for it, based on what they showed on the like this giant Kanto map. So we've got now to August 9th, which of course we have the Mega Evolutions on. So the Mega Evolutions, for anybody who doesn't, know how they work, it's just like a temporary evolution for a Pokemon. For anybody who's brand new to Pokemon, might as well, bring that up. So we saw, how they evolve. We saw the animations, which look fine. They look good. It's okay. I don't mind them. They look nice. And of course, we got, confirmation that Team Rocket is in these games, which is great. And of course, this was one of the cinematics that I really liked. If you watch it in in high quality and you actually watch it on YouTube, it looks really nice. Like, it genuinely looks like a really nice, cinematic, which is awesome. Of course, we also had the other day, the reveals of course, Mega Kangaskhan and Mega Gyarados. And I think in that video, I was still a little bit delirious, and I was because I was really having like a major cold. So I was a little bit lost. But basically, in that, they confirmed that, you'll be able to, you will most likely be getting Mega Evolutions for all the Kanto Megas. So Mega Beedrill, Mega Pidgeot were the ones I forgot to mention, but we have other Megas, of course, as well, Mega Mewtwo, etc. And then, of course, we had a little bit of a small gameplay here showing, an Onix inside of a house, which is really weird. This is really odd. I don't know what's going on here. It's really weird, but that's the thing, apparently. Of course, we have also Magikarp doing its, it's just a Magikarp. It's a sad sight. But yeah, so that's just a general kind of view. Now, we'll go through Pokeshopper here as well, because they have like slightly more stuff kind of in general here. I really want one of these figurines, because they look actually really awesome. I kind of want them colored though, but I guess this is just like a temporary image. We've seen the Kanto map, which I've done a full video. If you guys want to see it, go on my channel, you'll find it. I've done a full breakdown of the whole map. A full thing on it. So there's a lot there. We've got the protagonist room, which we've already seen. Some nice artwork. Right here, you can see there's like stars, which means that, shiny Pokemon, they're in this game. There are shinies here, which, is very interesting and very nice. I like that. The new artworks look amazing. I freaking love these new artworks. Like, I am really happy with them. They look like they're, kind of chibi, slightly more chibi styled versions of themselves, but I love that style. I think it's awesome. Of course, we have the hairstyles for the Pokemon, the Let's Go customization artwork here, you can see, which shows how you can customize your Pokemon. You can customize their hairstyles, which I'm gonna be honest, these look stupid. The outfits look nice though, they're really cute and nice. These little accessories and stuff, they look nice as well. A little freaking bow tie on freaking Pikachu, that's adorable. Little flowers on Eevee, looks really cute. Let's Go official Pokemon. I'm not sure what they mean by Let's Go. I guess that the ones that have been revealed so far, that have been shown in the actual game, are all of these, which, Pikachu, Eevee, Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, Venusaur, Charmander, Charmeleon, Charizard, Squirtle, Wartortle, freaking Blastoise, Meowth, Ekans, Koffing, Raichu, Kangaskhan, freaking Magikarp, Gyarados, Mew, and etc. You get it. Like, it's not much there else to say there. Here's just images: Route 1, Wild Pidgey encounter, Catching Hoop, etc. Of course, let's not forget that actually when you are catching Pokemon, a Pokemon will determine its size, or its size will be determined based on an aura around it. So you'll see some Pokemon that have like a red aura or a blue aura. I'm not sure which way around it is. I think it's like if it's a red aura, the Pokemon is like a much bigger version of itself. Like, it's a bigger version of that Pokemon. And if it's like a blue aura, it's a smaller one. Or it's vice versa. I can't remember which color represents what, but you get the general gist of it. Already seen Go Park. We already talked a little bit about that. You can see Go Park menu here. It says right there, like, add to party, move Pokemon, check summary, change name, change markings, send to professor. And this is basically... there's basically this thing as well right now where you don't have a PC anymore. Basically, all your Pokemon go into this, like, non-existent kind of backpack of yours, right? That's like where all your Pokemon essentially go. And I guess that's the Go Park menu. That's where all your Pokemon go, and you can kind of like, from there, I guess, add them to your party, or send them to the professor. And if you send them to the professor, you get candy, which you can use to boost a Pokemon's, kind of stats, I guess. Now, Gengar follow here, already seen that. Arcanine Ride, Lapras Ride, etc. The Pokeball Plus thing, which, it's cool. I'll give it a shot. I won't be, too triggered about it. Pokeball Plus, Nintendo Switch connection, etc., etc. And that is just the general stuff we know so far, guys. We know Megas are in the game. We know that the games won't be having wild battles, at least for now. There could be changes that could happen, but unlikely they would remove that, or add that as a, thing again, based on the direction they're going. So, that's just the way it is right now. But, That's one fact, and in general, this is it, guys. I've gone through most of it. I want to do this video because I want to kind of break it down, because we got 88 days to go, guys. That's like, not much time left, as, we're very close to it. We're now in the end of August, which is bloody hell. August went really fast, guys. Like, geez, I didn't even realize, like, it actually had happened. But August is almost done. We're at, we're closing at the end. We got another 11 days to go, when this is recorded on this day. So, we don't have too much days left on August, and we're closing in on that freaking, we're closing on that freaking Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee, guys. And then Let's Go Pikachu, and Let's Go Eevee are actually out once we've played them and all that stuff. Then we move on to the hype for 2019, which is what I'm excited for more. But I will be doing a bunch of videos on Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee. My first thing I will be doing, though, is playing through the full game. Literally, 24-hour live stream, first day on release. I'm playing through the full game, literally on stream right here on YouTube, guys. Number 2, the day after, I've had a little bit of a break after playing the full game, I'll be doing a full review on the game. I'll be reviewing the full game. I'll be doing like a proper video discussing all the aspects of the game, if it's worth buying or not. Then the third point that I'll do is, like, if the game is worthwhile, if the game is really fun and enjoyable, I'll start making videos on guides. I'll be making videos on, where to find certain Pokemon. I'll also be doing some competitive battles, because I think that'll be a lot of fun, actually. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of content, guys. It's going to be a lot of content if the games end up being fun, which I hope they will. I really hope. Like, a lot of people think just because I'm worried about these games, or because I've complained, they think I want these games to fail and be awful. No, I want these games to be fun and enjoyable, and that's what I'm hoping for, guys. So yeah, all the complaints you heard in this video, I have others as well that I will, voice in a specific video for that. I also have a lot of positives that I didn't, mention in this video, which I will voice in a different video as well. But either way, this was just a little bit of a breakdown, kind of talking about everything we've seen, just kind of a little bit of a recap of everything, so to say. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Realeses. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time, guys. Bye-bye.